basically we're going to draw this part here. So what we want to start out with is the B, the angle, and the overall length here, which is 82.
Base first.
We're working in millimeters, so we got to change our options units to millimeters.
So we go back to
So we go to
options,
sketch,
top view,
document properties, units.
You can do a
And we change it to
rectangle,
MGS, which is millimeters.
UCX will be at
Click
the center,
OK.
and we create a rectangle.
All right, and based on the drawing, it looks like
this will be the right side.
If you do have
so we're gonna
your goal.
Actually,
if not,
that's the front.
Change it.
So we're gonna start a sketch on
so
we
the
have
front plane
3x4, and I'm gonna extrude down.
Basically, where I want to place the X and Y is based where the PDF is showing
blind, but I'm going
which is
down direction. So make sure
your arrow is
facing down.
Oh, there it is.
And
our distance is B, which is
that in mind. You're going to draw a horizontal line, so you have something
that is
like
going,
this. And you click OK.
A specified distance of
let everybody catch up.
Okay. B, which is 58.
What else we need to do with the original sketch is, which I forgot to do,
I'm going to draw
we're going to go back to
the sketch
line. We added the sketch, and we create
that is going to be
vertical
82.
construction line at the origin, or at the midpoint of
now to get this angle, what I can do is
to do that, you go to your line command, the arrow next to it.
And
Let's get into the center line.
Where we need our
and you draw a center line
30
from
degrees.
midpoint to midpoint at a horizontal.
Now, based on the drawing,
vertical line. Vertical line.
I should close these.
If you did this by
it
having
looks
the
like
line
the
command,
total thickness is
right.
the same.
All you
so
really
which
need
is
to
good.
do is select it and
no, it's 12
change
here
it
and
into
12 here.
construction with this
So we're
icon.
gonna keep that consistent.
So if you use regular
and we're gonna
line,
create that
construction
do that.
line, you can change it easily.
To extrude.
Actually, there's two different ways.
Extruding the
Select
line
it this way and change it.
We
or
have
you can
a
thin
go to
feature
your
options here.
That one direction, which
construction.
is what we want. We want it to go downwards.
And
so otherwise, if we get a midplane, the center
from there we're going to
line that we have
a plane.
Going to add material on top and
so
bottom.
we go to our reference geometry, which is in our features.
Both directions going to add
reference geometry.
Or you can go with one side higher, one side lower.
And we're going to select.
Sometimes you want to do that. Sometimes you don't. But we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to go one direction, and you can change the direction
and
of the arrows.
Sketch.
But we're facing down. So we don't want to face it up.
So we go back
to
our features.
And from there, we type in 12.
We right-click on the sketch.
That gives us our thickness and our distance, which shows the letter A on our drawing line here. We select that, and we're going to put an angle files of 40.
So A,
which is 52, like so. So we're going to do 52.
So again,
now you have the option of
actually
making it blind, so it's going one direction,
the
or we
dashed
go
line
midplane,
or center,
so keeping the line at center.
For our second
which I recommend doing midplane.
And then I change the angle
because once we have the circles, it'll be much easier to place
again to show those
the object.
Sketches from the original sketch.
52,
you just go
midplane,
into
one
your
direction, 12 millimeters.
You
and we click
into your sketch, and you just right click and say
now
to show it.
Let's go with the difficult part first. We're not going to do the cutout because that's pretty simple. I have a feeling that you guys with the 48 degrees comprehend that. So we're going to do the circle here, which is also pretty easy. All you have to do is go to sketch.
So once we have this plane, what we want to do is start
this
sketching on this plane
or surface.
So we go to our sketch command.
We select
normal
to,
and we click that
so
plane.
From our
if the plane's not active,
here,
select
normal
to.
We can start drawing
select that
our
plane.
circle using the origin as our horizontal point.
We go normal to.
Oh, it looks like I could have placed it at the line here because that's where
back of our
circle ends and starts. So I can actually move it over. Select the object, move it over.
So based on the height
from
to
here to here. Or what else you can do since that's not going to snap. Just like AutoCAD would let you snap. This was kind of a useless
so we're going to
decision on my part.
From the center.
Sometimes. What we actually want to do is select the center point of our circle.
3-point arc.
Hold Control. Select our edge here, our vertical edge, and go to midpoint.
One more line here.
And now we can establish our
since they don't match, all we have to do is select both. And
that's the hole that goes through all the way through.
We make these equal.
Which actually that's our second step. So we should do the
and we already know this
radius,
first, which is going to be
which is not that, which is actually just the size of the part. We don't want to give it a size dimension style because if we decide to make the part wider, but we want to keep the same diameter for it overall, It's best that we have it
since this is matched with these lines. It can't adjust. So I'm
you
hoping
can see it's fully defined.
This is the correct
That's exactly
radius,
what we're looking for.
And yeah, it is based on the drawing. This should be
check mark here.
3. That's what it is.
And now we're going to do the extrude.
Radius 1.5.
Notice that we are on top of the surface. So what we will need to do is extrude a different height here and a different height
overall
below.
length of this line.
What we could have done instead was added another plane.
Tricky because it looks like
actually, yeah, we wouldn't want to do that because that's extra work that is not necessary.
So
instead, we're going to just go to Features, Extrude Boss Base,
and it's
we're going to select our sketch that we just did. We have a blind one direction. The top direction will be
something like that.
It's 32 total, so it's 10 at the bottom. Here, I'm going to show you guys the drawing. So it's 32 total, 10 from the bottom, 12 here. That leaves us with 10 on top. So we go 10 out top, which already is defaulted. Blind, that's correct. Now we go the second direction. You guys can't see it because this is in the way, but there is a check mark here, a box that you check to give it a second direction, which you can see here. At this point, we need to add the 10 and the 12, which gives us 22, and a total of 32.
So again, what I did is I created this
part here.
Arc and square.
Our next step will be to go to sketch, sketching on that same
line here.
Cylinder we just created.
Next is
center our circle at the center of the existing cylinder.
What we can do next is actually
with the diameter of 26.
So we go back to sketch.
Yes,
we start a sketch.
It's going all the way through. So what we have to do next is go to Features, and we go to Extrude Cut. And if you hit the check mark, then you have to select an additional step. 2 steps. You have to click the check mark, selecting it. So what I try to do when I do design a sketch that I'm extruding, I'm still active in it,
and
I'm moving to Extrude Cut.
Extrude Cut.
Here we change it from line to through all. So in case we do decide to change the thickness of our part here, this will go all the way through no matter what. We don't have to worry about that.
Oh, I forgot. You need to
things you want to do is
before we cut it.
Once you design a part, you want to make it if one thing changes, everything else gets driven by it. So thickness, you want everything else to stay the same. It does.
So we start a sketch again on this surface. We're going to create that.
Most of the time, that's what you're looking for.
Circle, except it's going to be way
So we have
bigger.
this difficult part completed.
Like
Our next step will be to draw a rectangle up here and to extrude cut
actually make this
that slot
tangent. That way, it's fully
defined. So we go to sketch, top on that surface. We go to normal to
a total of 3.
We can create a center rectangle, which we want because we have the origin as a reference, and we can use this edge as an relationship. So you can see it's already, this one's defined, this is already defined based, should be defined.
Oh, it's even with this, so we can do a vertex again.
That definition right
up to vertex, we go up to this here.
Next is we just need dimensions, which is going to be
so that extrudes up to that vertex, creating that shape. Now we can move this
26.
We'll activate it, but
that defines our sketch. Again, I'm not hitting a check mark because it's a extrude cut, so I'm just going to go to Features, Extrude Cut.
So what I can do,
and again,
when my sketch is here, I could right-click, go to Edit Sketch Plane.
Our last step will be to do the fillets.
It to this face here.
If you look at the drawing, you'll see
sometimes you make that mistake. You jump forward.
A radius of 12.
You still use
there is also
just change the surface or so forth.
I guess there is a fillet here, but they're not showing it here. So it's your option if you would like to add all these fillets. Looks like they did the fillets all the way around.
That cutout is only at the center,
do that
going downwards.
Or
I want it to be on this surface, not at that center.
So we go back to our drawing.
Surface that had. So what I can do is I can right-click.
We go to Fillet Command, which is in our Features.
Go to Edit Sketch Plane.
Fillet.
And changing the face from this face
radius
to this
will be
face
12
by clicking on it and accepting.
And we start selecting,
and that
the outside
up that
edges.
area. I don't like seeing
if you like to see
that I no longer need, so I'm going to hide this here.
Go to Full Preview, and it tells you exactly what it's going to look like.
Alright.
Now, if you're planning on doing these fillets here,
and if you want, you can also hide the plane.
100% that the 12 radius will be too big.
So you end up with something like this.
For this, or this, or anything else.
Our next step will be to put
keep
this
that in mind.
rib
Plan
in
on
here.
doing that.
So I'm just going to hold off Alright, our final step,
we end up with
since there are no fillets, is we're going to actually
now we have to add in
create
the material, and we can go
to do that. I'm going to do a sketch on
to verify our mass
front plane.
So we go to materials tab here. I mean icon,
sketch front plane. I'm going to draw a line. First, before I do that, go to normal 2.
Alright, anyways, so just right click on the materials here, go to edit materials,
about like this distance, and I'm going to make it collinear with
6061 alloy. So that I believe is aluminum.
I'm sorry.
6061
So what we want to do is,
and you click apply. You can change the unit type to metric.
Sketch.
Since we are using the metric, it should be set at metric.
We're going to go to normal 2
and close.
We're going to draw
Finally,
a line
to make sure that your drawing is correct and the same size before the additional fillets that you're going to create later,
48.
we can go to our
what you can
tools,
do is either make this collinear to this line here, or make it parallel to this line here, which is 48
and
degrees,
our
or
mass
parallel to the plane. It's
is
really up to you.
30471.
Preference,
so if you have that exact mass, then you have exactly the same drawing as me.
We don't have to actually define exact location at this point. You can leave as is. That's fine. There's one more step we need to do, which is the fillet radiuses of the edges. So what we need to go is
at our rib figure,
there's a few all around 4.
There's a few different things we need to adjust.
Because you can see here,
first is
the everywhere around
width, which is going to be 1
area here, and the
and
so keep that in mind.
That way.
And we're going to go to our fillet.
OK.
Creates that rib just like that.
So you guys already know what the mass was before the fillets. So now you guys see the drawing.
So I'm going to have to go back
at that point, or
I had that line to 48 degrees. The rib, all you really need to know is the width and what direction it's going.
These. So there's two different options. We're leaving it.
The program is smart enough to make its own decision
from the
on
center
which one's
out instead of one direction.
Picking,
you can do that one direction or the other direction, but we're from like a mid plane.
Now you probably won't be able to see it on the drawing.
And it's going to go up to
this
the surface until it collides with it, pretty much. So that it kind of automatically does something like this.
These are all the selected edges.
Complicated how it does it, but it does. So we do that, and we just click check. That's all you really have to see. So if you change anything size-wise, this I go back to my feature, will automatically get updated.
Added feature. Pretty neat. That's a new symbol editing feature. And we add that additional one.
So we have to add the material to this, which is
this 2014
again aluminum 6061.
I'm surprised.
So we go to edit materials.
Yeah.
You go to aluminum.
Yeah, this is SolidWorks
6061 alloy.
But again, everything else works the same, so you should be okay.
Metrics.
This is what the part should be looking
English
like.
IPS.
And the materials is set at 6061
and
alloy.
Finally give you guys
and our final mass properties
sizing we go to
will be
300.65
and we got
grams,
about 3 pounds. So if you have that,
so write this down, please.
Then you are.
I expect you guys to have a 2.98.
The drawing.
If you have a different, let me know. We'll try to decipher what happened that you had the wrong density.